We are being joined by one of the greatest boxing trainers in the history of the sweet science. The one and only Freddie Roach is standing by on the phone. Freddie, are you there?
I'm there, yes. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much for the time. I appreciate it greatly. So I spoke to you just a couple of months ago about this fight before it was announced. Now that it's here, now that it's 48 hours away, how do you feel about it? Do you feel like this is an actual fight, or do you think that we're about to see pretty much a glorified sparring session on Saturday?
No, I think we're going to see a fight. I mean, you know, McGregor's coming to fight. He has two arms. He throws his fist very well. He's got a big left hand. And, you know, he's not a ground guy so much. I mean, you know, he knows the ground game, of course, but he also knows boxing because he spars at my wild card West gym. He spars with my fighters all the time over there. And, you know, one of them is a South American champion and South African champion, and it was a world title at one time. So, I mean, he's been in some quality guys. And, you know, I know he beat Paulie up a little bit on TV, and Paulie's a little bit smaller than he is. But I don't know what Paulie's doing sparring at this stage of the game. But
do you think that was a knockdown?
You know, it's just, yes, no. I mean, officially, it's just like, you know, the thing is, the sparring partners just get right back up and finish sparring if it wasn't knocked down. But the thing is it was hard to say if a push or not. But you know, but one thing McGregor does throw, and you know, Mayweather is great boxer. He's great defensively, and he's super hard to hit. And, you know, I had my ace, Manny Pacquiao, go with him, and he had like just maybe a little bit too much trouble with the speed. But, you know, you know, he's a very good boxer, yes. But, you know, you can't just count McGregor out completely because one punch can change everything.
Freddie, you know, the Nevada Athletic Commission decided to make this a fight in which 8-ounce gloves were used at 154 pounds. Are you comfortable with that?
Yes, you know, the thing is, I've always said, I think they should use smaller gloves because my output, guys will take more punishment with bigger gloves. And I like small gloves. And when Pacquiao and Mayweather fought, under the rules of Nevada, they were supposed to have 10-ounce gloves also. And he requested 8-ounce gloves, and of course we said yes. And we signed it off in the contract in the same as this fight. So Mayweather, he's been fighting with 8-ounce gloves his whole career, and it's what he's used to. I found it a little bit unusual when he wanted to wear 8-ounce when he fought Pacquiao, because he does have fragile hands of some sort, and he has brittle. I mean, he breaks his hands quite a bit. But you know, 8-ounce gloves is perfect.
When I spoke to you a couple of months ago, you sort of threw out the idea of maybe helping out Conor McGregor. Were there ever any talks of you being a part of this camp for him?
You know, the only talks I had was when Mayweather came here to my gym, and he told me that he's gonna end up fighting Conor McGregor. And he said, Freddie, if they ask you to train him, please train him because it'll make him legit, and you'll make him a better fighter. And we'll all make a lot of money, he said. So, but that was the last time I heard about Conor McGregor. No one's ever. They do train in my Wild Card West gym sometimes, yes. And they spar with Chris Van Heerden, one of my South African fighters.
That's right.
But outside of that, no, I've never met him. So.
Conor has decided not to bring any boxing trainers in, and his team has said they're approaching this fight like martial artists, not like boxers, martial artists. They're not going to go in there and try to outbox Floyd Mayweather. Is that the right approach in your opinion?
Yeah, they shouldn't go try to outbox him because, I mean, he's had way too much experience. And the thing is, I think for him to win, he has to be aggressive, put him on the ropes. You know, if a headbutt or an elbow slip in there, you know, I think he should fight him a little bit rough. Yes, and try to take Mayweather out of his game plan. If you let him box, he'll box your ears off all night long.
Do you consider Mayweather the greatest fighter of our generation?
Yeah, maybe he might be the best of his generation. Yes.
Wow. Okay. Is that hard for you to say?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of good guys out there and so forth. You know, we had guys like Julio Cesar Chavez, who's great in our generation also. but at least Mayweather's the only one without any losses, and a loss here could change that.
Will you consider a victory a legitimate 50-0 record? Like, do you think that this would be a legitimate victory for him?
Well, you know, it's funny because somebody told me, well, someone's always got to go. And I said, what do you mean? Said, well, the guy's 0, 0, and 0.
Yes.
I said, well, yeah, I do. If he, you know, he's expected to win the fight. And if he does win the fight, I don't think it matches up to Rocky Marciano's record or you know, undefeated record, because he didn't choose to fight another boxer.
Who do you think is going to win? What's your official prediction, Freddie?
My prediction is Mayweather will win decision.
Do you think it will be entertaining?
Yes, of course. I think it'll be entertaining. Yes, I mean he's not the most exciting fighter in the world, but he's a great boxer. And if you enjoy the art of boxing, he is very good at it, and he boxes very well. And McGregor, I mean, he's got nothing to lose. He has to go after that title right away. He has to go after Mayweather and fight him. I mean, he has to make this into a fight, I feel.
Now, do you think that Conor wins any rounds in the fight?
Possibly. I mean, he's got that big left hand. If he lands it, it could hurt Mayweather or even knock him out. So he's got 2 feet and 2 hands, just like Mayweather. They're both human beings. So anybody has a chance. Yes.
Now, I'm assuming you won't be watching the fight, right? Because you'll be cornering your guy Miguel Cotto on Saturday night, right? You probably won't even get a chance to watch it live.
I will not be able to watch it live, no. But the thing is, I'll be in the corner in California with Miguel Cotto, fight on HBO, and it's a big show for Miguel. And we're going to have one more after this, and then Miguel's going to announce his retirement. Really?
Is that official?
Yes.
One more after Saturday night's fight? He's going to fight a retirement fight against who?
We don't know yet because there's a lot of things going on in that division right now, and we got to wait and see who wins and who loses. And I'm sure it's going to be a big fight. And then he told me he wants to spend more time with his family, and he's been in boxing for a long time, and he's done everything he can. Anyway, he's won 4 world titles. He's the only Puerto Rican fighter to ever do that. So he'd go down as one of the greatest fighters of all time.
So along those lines, I would be remiss if I don't ask you about Manny Pacquiao. Do you want him to retire?
No, not yet. No, Manny wants to fight the rematch, and then after the rematch, I'll assess what he has. And there's a lot of rumor out there about Manny. They might want him to fight Terrence Crawford, and it might be a little bit too much. But me and Manny will sit down and make the correct decision at that time.
And would you like to, so after that, would you like maybe to reassess? Is the rematch, by the way, is that 100%? Is that booked?
Yes.
Okay, and then after that, maybe consider his options.
Well, the thing is, I'm going to have a long talk about him, because it's really tough to be a world champion and really tough to be a senator at the same time. I mean, let's face it. I mean, one's enough. So we're going to have a talk about that, and I'm going to be logical about it. And, I don't think the training camps that we have now are quite as good as before because he's in Congress till 10 o'clock at night. I mean, he's in Senate. Sometimes we train at 10 o'clock at night. I mean, when he gets out, I mean, it changes every day. So it's difficult, and to be at that level, the last thing in the world I want to see is one of my fighters get hurt.
Last thing for you, Freddie, and always appreciate your time. Thank you so much for talking. You were instrumental in getting George St-Pierre back to the UFC. Will you, in fact, be cornering him on November 4th at Madison Square Garden?
Yes, I will.
Wow, that's official. That's a done deal.
That's a done deal. We've made a deal that I'm going to fly up to Montreal at least 3 days every week until the fight, and I'll work with him. I'll work with him every day I'm up there.
Starting when?
When training camp starts, and we have I I'm training today, and then he's going back to Montreal, and he's going to work a little bit on his ground game and so forth. And then after the Miguel's fight, we're going to make the arrangement. So I'm going to be up there maybe the whole month of October almost.
Wow, so you're training George today?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Tell him I say hello.
I trained him yesterday. He's been here for 4 days now.
Wow, that's phenomenal. That's great. That's great to hear. Freddie, thank you so much for the time. Best of luck to you and Miguel Cotto on Saturday live on HBO. We appreciate it greatly.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
It's a big time for boxing. How great it is to hear from one Freddie Roach. HBO going head-to-head with this pay-per-view, and that's certainly an interesting decision. Miguel Cotto competing in what Freddie Roach just said could very well be his second-to-last pro fight. How about that? Miguel Cotto, who, of course, knows a thing or two about one Manny Pacquiao. He is, excuse me, not Manny Pacquiao, about Floyd Mayweather Jr. He lost to him back in 2012. Wow, 2012. Feels like it's not been that long ago, but yes, 2012.